Well, good evening and welcome back up to the Causeway Coast. Last time we were here was slightly more inclement weather. I'm kind of out a little bit further on from the last time we were up at the Causeway, but I think I'm going to end up back there. I just wanted to come out to the needle and do a little bit of stuff. And by stuff I mean drones. And here's the thing, you do all of your drone certificate-ness. You make sure you're flying in an allowable location. And this has happened to me now a couple of times. You really got to keep your wits about you. Now, I had heard it, and I'd already started bringing the drone down, but literally, a helicopter just flew probably about, on my level pretty much, because I was able to wave into the cockpit. 2 minutes before, my drone was there. First time I ever flew a drone up in the Lake District. I literally actually couldn't fly it. I couldn't work out how to fly it. For some reason, it just wouldn't get up in the air. And a Spitfire flew over. So it's an absolutely gorgeous evening. However, there's a little bit of clouds building, but I'm pretty sure we're going to have a pretty clear evening tonight, which might sort of be the complete opposite to what we had last time, where we had very little light and lots of gorgeous textured clouds. Tonight, I think we're going to get some nice light, but nothing too much going on in the sky. But I just wanted to come back up again, and while the sun, again, here we are sort of right on the north coast, so obviously we lose that direct sunlight at sort of sunset around sort of early September time frame. So I just wanted to come up and get a couple of images back up here again, and maybe as the light improves a little bit, maybe play a little bit with the drone as well. I've owned the drone for a number of years, and I don't really make a lot of use of it. Two reasons for that. One, I'm still quite nervous about flying it. I guess that's a bit of a sort of, egg before the chicken or something. Not even sure what that means. Because I'm not flying it that often, I'm probably a little bit more nervous. But secondly, I don't particularly like the noise of drones. So I kind of put it up in the air, and then I want to immediately slap myself. So I think I'm going to maybe wander back around to where we had set up before. It's 20 to 7 now. Sunset's at 9. So we've got plenty of time to chillax, relax, and seize what we can seize. I really want to put the drone up again, but the helicopter comes along. I really don't want to bring a helicopter down. That wouldn't be a good thing. Right, let's go for a dander. So I've actually, rather than heading back to where I thought I was going to shoot, I've actually brought myself further along a little bit. Again, just looking into one of the coves here along the causeway. It's a nice enough frame. I'll throw up a sort of a vertical image beside me here, vertical movie beside me here. And of course you throw on probably this time of night, might need the 10 stop, 4 stop might be okay, but anyway, something that gives you maybe a 10-second exposure or so, probably would be the 10 stop. Just those little sort of foamy bits and the waves around the bottom, just to give you some patterns. And it'd be a nice image, and I might go ahead and do it. But again, what's really letting it down is lack of interest in the sky. And I don't know about you, but I also have a bit of an issue, and this is probably just a personal thing, but I also have a little bit of an issue with all the sort of content on the right hand side and nothing on the left. And I know sometimes when you're shooting cliffs and things like that, that's all you have, because it's, you're vertical and you're looking out to the sea. But I do have a little bit of an issue with that. It kind of stops me from shooting the images from time to time. So given the fact I'm here, given the fact the light is okay, I guess I'll go ahead and fire off an image. Right, let's get set up. Remember to play it. So I can already tell it's just going to be one of those images. And again, I think it's mostly the sky, to be fair. I think you definitely could make something off this here, even with sort of a lack of too much interest on the left hand side, because you could bring the frame, sort of condense the frame quite in, so there's not a huge amount of space on the left hand side. Of course, you've got lots to work with here on the right, and you've even got a little bit of a curve down at the bottom of the frame, but just nothing really in the sky. Now there's a little bit of cloud building, but right now, you know, a full 2 hours before sunset, not really anything doing. But I'm going to say something there and I completely lost my train of thought. Good job this isn't live. The boys back at the office would be going, cut, Bridget Jones style. I might carry on sort of looking to set this shot up, maybe get a couple of filters put on and see whether we can actually capture something. But lack of clouds, going to be a biggie tonight, I think. So I think I'm going to set up a panoramic shot here, which might help a little bit with the lack of interest on the left hand side. Not 100% sure. Also getting eaten alive here. Problem is, of course, the shadows. You don't get the full kind of curvature because of the shadows. Potentially earlier in the year you might have lost a little bit of that shadow, but it's actually not bad light at the moment, and of course that's going to improve. And what I really love is the layers. There's part of the sort of cliff face that has obviously over time eroded away, and it's left a sort of a hollowing out, and then through that you've got lovely patches of red on the first headland, and then again lovely patches of red on the second headland. Also heard an airplane above me. Have not heard an airplane above me in months. This image, panoramic. I've got a polarizer on, and I've also got a 10 stop on. But as I say, lack of clouds, and at the moment the light's not as optimal as it could be. See, there's a few little clouds up there, so you never know. So I'll throw this image up, and we'll see maybe whether we can improve it as the evening goes on. So, still in the same position, might just stay here. What I'm hoping for is that we do get there's still quite a lot of haze about, and what I'm really hoping for is that we do get some intense light, direct light. I know I've almost pretty much given up on having any clouds, you know, but if we can get some intense light on the rocks, then of course we get some of those lovely reds coming through as well. So I've just been playing about with a couple of compositions, just so I'm not completely going crazy. If the light does start to improve, it's about 7:45 now, so an hour and 15 minutes or so before sunset. That sun really does nail down pretty quickly this time of year. I think it's the layers through. One of the problems is though with that haze on the horizon, there's also some haze in the atmosphere as well. And it just, even with a polarizer, you're not kind of cutting through as much as I'd like to be cutting through. I think I am just going to hold fire here. Just be nice and patient here. I can feel the temperature almost drop a few degrees just while I'm talking to you, and you might have noticed maybe the light has kind of changed a little bit. That sun's kind of going in behind some of that high altitude cloud right now, so we want that to go away, or at least come over here. Haven't yet brought the helicopter down, so bonus points all around. The haze, but now the haze seems to have started to lift, and I think if it lifts, that's what we're looking for, because it really does bring out the textures and the colours in the rock face. Been playing about again a little bit with a panoramic and actually a multi-layer panoramic. Now there's a very good chance it's not going to work because I'm still using this lever head jobby, and it's just, I mean, it's difficult enough to position after being so used to a leveling plate and a ball head. It's even just lining up a standard shot is a a complete pain in the backside. But anyway, yeah, so where was it? Lost the complete train of thought there. Did you see that? I just completely clocked out. It was like, yeah, so trying a multi-level, I think 4 row or 2 rows of 4. Probably won't work though because, well, it just won't work. A little bit concerned. I can again, it's funny how you get sort of used to sort of the light and also slight temperature shift. And again, just as I was talking to you, second time that's happened, maybe I should stop talking to you. I noticed that the temperature kind of just slightly lowered, and then I looked up and I was able to see that that sun has disappeared, not disappeared, but it's gone behind a reasonable bank of sort of haze. There even seems to be some sort of sea mist out there as well. This ain't looking good, you know. We might end up just with very, very, very soft light on those rocks, and that combined with no clouds. You can definitely tell though that the mist and the sort of haze is lifting, because when I first arrived I couldn't make out Rathlin really. I can make out the lighthouse just about, but now I can make it out reasonably well, which adds another slight little dynamic to the frame as well. The frame that I'm most interested in, which is just that kind of cutout, potentially looking to sort of remove the sea as well and the sky and just have those layers of rocks, because the rock formations here are just incredible. I'm sure there's lots of people watching this have been to the Giant's Causeway. In fact, I'm sure a lot of them have sort of stopped on the causeway itself and then gone back to the visitor centre. No, keep mooching along the path. It's incredible. Just looking down as well, the old, I think I spoke about this in my last causeway video, the old path that just to meander around, you can still see that was a fun path. That was a dodgy path, a bit like back in the day, the old Carrick-Reid rope bridge. It's all a bit too health and safety conscious now. It was like 2 yogurt pots and a piece of string before. Boy, I'm off on a tangent there. I don't think this is going to happen. This on should probably give it away. I've just been up to the little top of the brow, and that sun's behind some cloud at the moment, but there looks to be no more sort of heavier cloud lower down, but I still think it's going to be quite hazy. I could just tell it was just but there's still hope. If it's looking like we're not going to get any intense light on the rocks, I might abandon kind of traditional and use up my last drone battery just playing around with some of the settings. I really want to use the drone more. I'm probably going to end up hitting myself a lot more, but I really want to use it a lot more. If we're not going to get any sort of decent light on these rocks, then I think I'll abandon this, as I say, and head up and maybe do a little bit of photography with the drone. But we live in hope. We live in hope. This would be a lovely place to wild camp actually, or bivvy. You shouldn't roll over because you've got a little kind of ledge here, so yeah, it'd be quite nice. Right, what do you reckon? Will she or won't she? So that sun has now pretty much come from behind the thickest part of the cloud in the sky, and I think it's now into the hazy part. I don't know. Very weird as well. All of a sudden there's I can only describe it as a holiday smell. Not beer. Like a humidity smell has just started. It's very weird. You know, you get those really humid countries at night and you go outside and you have almost that real humid smell. that has just appeared. Oh, hang on a minute, so have the midges. Whoa, I think the light is just going to stay subtle. I really do. Which is a real shame. We are now 25 minutes from sunset. But what I did was, it kind of, as it was coming down, I think I spoke about this before, as it was coming down from behind the cloud, there was just a little bit of a gap there. And so even though we're still half an hour away from sunset, there's no way I'm going to wait to the very last minute to make an image, because the chances are it's not going to be possible. I've already sort of made an image, very straightforward, horizontal position, out at about 70mm, f11. Yeah, I just don't think we're going to get that intense light, which is a real shame. But, you know, this can happen quite often in summer. You have a really beautiful day and then you realise it's going to get quite hazy on the horizon. So I'm going to give this another 10 minutes and then I'm going to pack up, wander up the hill and have a little bit of a play with the drone. Oh well, that's about it really. Real hazy on the horizon. Just no, I mean, lovely to look at. Oh, but getting absolutely munched here. So yeah, I had a little bit of a play with the drone. What I like to call apocalypse now sunset. Lovely big red ball in the sky. Nothing much doing anywhere else. But hey, if you got wonderful light every night, I'm not sure we'd do it that often, would we? Right guys, I am going to take the wander back. It's about a mile back to the car. Take a wander back to the car and then the old 20-minute drive home. So you win some, you lose some. You lose more than you win. But hey, hope you guys enjoyed it. And until next time, take care. Bye bye.